step out and do something. Bible doesn't say anything about people with big money can do big things. It said people with big faith and that believe can see the impossible, can dream the impossible. Do you understand what I'm saying? All you need is, did he say it? Now, as I'm saying this, I know that God's talked to you about some things. He said some things to you, and I want you to be thinking about those things because, see, I told you I wasn't going to deal with a lot of the punishment side. I basically want to deal with God speaking some things into you for 2014. When you know what the master wants, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? See, it wasn't all about the punishment. It was all about, you know what the master wants. What you going to do with it? You got to do something. You have to step out. So again, it says a servant who knows what the master wants. Let's flip to the good side of that. Noah knew exactly what God wanted. God says, I want you to build an ark. What? You want me to do what? See, I know the movie gives us a different, it's kind of funny and all that stuff, but we have no recollection. We have no record of that in the Bible where Noah said, what? All we know was God told him exactly how to do it. And you know what? I could be wrong about this, and I probably shouldn't say it since I'm not 100% accurate. I don't even think God had to tell him. I mean, the detail that God told him to build with, right after God said do it, all it said was, and Noah did it. Noah was a smart dude. All the details God gave him, he didn't even have to say repeat. You know what I mean? He just did it. So he knew exactly what the master wanted and what happened. You don't think everybody that Noah told that was like, really, dude? Seriously? I do believe that part of the movie, when everybody else was laughing and they were talking until it started raining, they weren't laughing then. So sometimes your dream, your thing that God has told you to do, it sounds funny to everybody. I've been talking this new faith, new journey thing since the first of the year. Sometimes it sounds funny to everybody what God's told you to do. They laugh at you. Listen, when I told people I was pastoring Edge Church, sometimes they laugh. You mean that little church out there on 7th Street? I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's who I ride with. I'm just playing. That's the Edge Church. Yeah, sometimes it sounds funny to people. Yeah, Kyle, you feeling me back there, buddy, right? Yeah, sometimes they laugh at you for these things, but all we got to know is that God said. Did God tell you to do it? Is this where you're supposed to be? See, I got a feeling, I don't know, maybe I said that because some of y'all have been catching grief because you go to the Edge Church. You know what I'm saying? But all you got to know, has God placed you here? That's all you got to know, and I guarantee you'll get what you need because you are where you're supposed to be. Amen? Abraham knew exactly what God wanted when God said go. Go, get away. See, Abraham had some good too. I know I made fun of him earlier, but he had some good too. God says, hey man, leave your family. Abraham said, no problem, they're crazy anyway. Boom, I'm out of here, I'm gone. He knew exactly what God wanted, and he did it. And so what happened? God blessed him. Although he had flaws in his life, God blessed him. Side note, listen, you will have mistakes. You will bump your head in this stepping out, but God will still bless you for moving. You understand that? God will still bless you for moving. Here's another one. Joseph knew exactly what God wanted. Just be quiet, Joseph. Don't matter how big, how tough the prison system is that they place you in. You just go in there, just don't say anything, and I'll bless you. Joseph said, okay. I imagine it was hard. It was hard. His brother sold him. He had all this knowledge. Imagine how bitter he could have been in the prison. He could have went in the prison slapping everybody that said anything to him because he was mad. But here's what he did. He just went in there and outworked and outserved everybody, and God blessed him. When the woman lied on him, guess what he did? All he said was like, King, really, King, do you think I would do this? What Joseph was really saying, he was like, man, I'm in prison, and I got everything, and you think I'm going to mess that up by messing with her? Dude, you're crazy. That's what he was really trying to say. And so God blessed him for doing that. He knew exactly what God wanted because Joseph knew. Remember what I told you earlier? Joseph's situation was not about him. It was to save a nation. You understand what I'm saying, right? And he knew that if I just go through this, because I know what he wants me to do. I know he wants me to go. You know how I know how he knew? Because this is what he said when he saw his brothers. He was like, brothers, don't trip out. You know, when they saw him and they started crying and they fell down at his feet and they were like, hey, don't kill us, man, because Joseph, you are exactly who God said you were in your dream. Joseph said, fellas, don't worry about it. He says, you meant it for evil. But God meant it for what? He said, if I just ride this thing out, I know there's some good coming out of this. Let me tell you something. Joshua in the Bible knew exactly what God wanted him to do. And that's why he whooped kings like you would not believe. Only lost one battle because one knucklehead, who was it, Achan or somebody that took something, he only lost one battle. And Joshua was like, oh, God, what's wrong? God says, dude, get up. This is what's wrong. Joshua, you hadn't did nothing wrong, but one of your boys, they did something wrong, so that's why you lost. Joshua was like, okay. Let me go take care of him, and I'll go back fight, because he knew exactly what God wanted. Everything God told him to do, attack from this way, go up this way, spy this way, write it down this way, do it this way. He did it, and what happened? Tremendous success in his life. He was a bad dude.